Hello and welcome, my friends. There's a couple topics I wanted to talk about today. One is regarding meditation and some of the problems that people have with it, and maybe give you some tips to get over those. Also, wanted to talk about a little bit about the difference between setting an intention and making plans. And if you stay with the video long enough, I'll give you a preview of an upcoming course I have coming up in June called Unblocking the Divine Creative. My name is Paul, and this is Path of Ascension.
Well, then you have to understand that this whole building and art thing is really not part of my plans here. I need to settle into my house. I need to make a good impression at work. What?
Your plans.
That's a great clip. So, a good clip for this topic. So, a lot of us start the day by setting an intention, and I think that's a great idea. I highly recommend that you do that. Where we go a little bit awry is when we also try to plan the day. Now, I don't know about you guys. I've had very few days that I meticulously planned that worked out the way that I had planned them. So that's not a problem unless you are so tied to the plans that you made that if something falls through, you lose it or you can't handle it, and you start feeling sorry for yourself and you start blaming, and there's all these issues that come up over it. Honestly, no matter what you plan, if you are able to remain flexible with what happens, and how do you do that? Well, that requires a certain amount of trust. I know, some 5 years ago I would make plans, but none of that stuff that I planned back then has necessarily come to pass for me, because I've evolved over time and my plans change, and my idea of how to even set my pathway, I would always just do it right from here. I had really no idea that the universe was so accommodating once you allow it to work in your favor. So I guess my point is not to not set plans, and not to not make intentions, but to be aware that the universe may have something entirely different and much better for you. So be open to everything that comes. At the end of the day, it might be ridiculously different than the way you'd planned it, and maybe ridiculously better.
And this is going to sound real stupid coming from a man who's locked up in prison. But for the first time in my life, I'm free.
We all seem to be pretty clear on what sets us free, and the foundation of that freedom is meditation. And of course, meditation comes in all forms, and I'm eventually going to do a program on that. But I wanted to give you a few quick tips, because I think a lot of people meditate for a while and then they get disillusioned with it, or they find it's not meeting their expectations. And this is what I wanted to talk about. When you sit for meditation, and I don't care if it's music meditation or a guided meditation, or you just sit quietly, if you can manage to let go of where that meditation is going to take you, it will be a new thing every single day, and you will not get bored with it. You will not get tired of whatever it brings you, because I know for me, some days it's about what I'm going to do in the future. Some days it's just about how I need to heal myself or regulate myself for that day. I never know what that meditation is going to bring. So my best advice here is just be wide open. Don't set a plan for your meditation. Certainly, if you want to meditate on something and set an intention, that's fine. But understand that most of the time that you do meditation, you don't know what's going to come in. And you want to be wide open for that. And it's the same as, like I say, about trying to control what your day looks like. Just be open as you can to every possibility. And how do we be open to every possibility? We don't quantify. We don't, this is good, this is bad. If you really do trust your inner self and trust your source, you recognize that everything that you come into is for your own benefit. So don't make it good, don't make it bad, make it what it is.
Feels good, right? Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this helps a little bit. As promised, I'm going to insert a little preview clip of a course that I have coming up in June called Unblocking the Divine Creative. If you'd like to know more about that, visit my website at pathofascension.org. Hello and welcome, my friends, to this course, Unlocking the Divine Creative. First, I want to thank you for enrolling in this course. This is the first in a series of courses that I'm going to be doing, which are designed to help you co-create your life, your actions, your desires, with that divine source that lives within all of us. I think this is a very important time for all of us to learn and grow and follow our path so that we may better serve others. And who better than you guys, you awakened ones who are at the forefront of the transition to the fifth dimension. So let's review some of the things we're going to look at in this course. First, discovering your creative passion. And we're going to talk a lot about what it is that drives you and what you have a passion for and what you really want to create. We'll talk about intentions, setting intentions for whatever you're creating, and planning, getting it set up so it makes it the most optimal situation for you to create in. We'll talk about some of the things that have blocked us in the past, facing our inhibitions or fears. We'll talk about what does it take to start, what does it take to take action, the process versus results, and I will share with you the divine method, what I call the divine method, which is simply about creating from the heart, getting out of your own way. And lastly, we're going to talk about how you can assimilate all these things that you learn in this course to every aspect of your life. So before we get started, let's look at this quote. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. So hopefully this will open the door to living openly and creatively in all aspects of your life.